Hello everyone, we meet again in session 3, Functional Roles of Plants. Many say that plants are nothing more than a supplement to be arranged around a building project, which could have been completed. It's because designer doesn't know the role and usage of existing plants that could add value to their projects. Existing vegetation and ground cover are one of the main considerations in planning property, so that the project would have an added value like a canopy to keep the street cool during the day and also add a natural setting in the place. However, on a large scale, they determine the character of the land, they support the soil, affect the climate, become a barrier to the wind and view, and often determine the adjustment of land use. There are several roles of plants. First, as structural frameworks, second, as screening, third, as enclosing role, fourth, as framing, and fifth, integration. We will discuss this one by one. The first role of plants is for structural framework. What is meant by that? First, the arrangement of plants can show how the way a yard is laid out. There will be part of the yard for vegetation, ground cover, perhaps, or for green open space. Second is the arrangement of plants could divide large space into several spaces in smaller sizes. This is usually a useful concept if there is a large site project but only accommodate a few buildings. And third, plans could direct the viewer through the design. It means plans could be act as a frame for important view or objects. The second role of plants is how do plants screen. First, it could block unattractive views. This will involve plant species that have foliage from ground to the top. Or you could use vines or dangling plants. Second, plants could consider a line of sight to be screened. This method can be used in tourist attraction. For example, a waterfall attraction could be screened first after tourists complete a path and spots that already is planned to be visited first. Third, a group of plants could become a screen that can be observed from a distance. Fourth, a group of plants, denser in arrangement, could direct people walk at slower speeds. The third role of plants is how do plants enclose. First is by divide large area into smaller subspaces. This is by putting large and tall plants as wall or by using small plants as a fence. Second, the enclosed role can be either implied or complete. This we will discuss it further. So how do plants enclose or implied mean? First, by using small hedges, high enough to prevent people from crossing the hedges. Second, by interfering with the view. This will help keep people to follow the path and can still watching the view. Third, by subdivide the landscape. This can be done by group of hedges or small size plants. These three methods are just try to block movement but not the line of sight. And next, how do plants enclose incomplete? First, by using plants that can grow taller than eye level. And second, by limiting the view to only the enclosed area. These two methods are used both to block the movement and the line of sight. The fourth role of plants is how do plants frame. First, by plant grouping to attract viewers' eyes. For example, in Middle East Ring Road, grouping plants is used in Street Boulevard and Median to add value to the Surabaya city. Second, by frame of side view views and incorporate them into the landscape. In session 2, this method is being explained as vertical plane can provide space enclosure and visual controls. The fifth role of plants is how do plants integrate in the landscape. It is by unify the landscape and tie it together. And second is blend the house and other structures into the landscape. These are several illustrations from the book Landscape Architecture that inform about role of plants. For example, the role for protecting slope and watersheds. Plants can role as windscreen, give shelter by act as overhead plane or canopy. Plants can be act to strengthen the view and as a backdrop. Plants can give shade. Plant can make a volume by acting as base plane or divide the ground space. Side plan can be reinforced by arrangement of plants along the pedestrian path. Plants can act as a scale induction. Plants can also act as ornamentation. This is the end of session 3.